welcome. First off, I rarely do personal stuff, but I want to let you guys know in the audience as well. In 2015, I decided through a set of circumstances to make Aliyah. I had never been to Israel in my life, hadn't been to shul since my bar mitzvah. I had no job lined up, I had no connections, no family, no friends there. And Nefesh B'Nefesh shepherded me through that process from start to finish. You guys do God's work. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Do amazing work. Now, it's a different world, much different world even than it was a year ago. And Nefesh B'Nefesh obviously has had to adjust to a post-October 7th reality. What has that been like with the increased requests for Aliyah? What's the new reality for Nefesh B'Nefesh?
So, historically, whenever Israel experienced a battle, a challenge, a crisis, there was always a spike of Aliyah or Aliyah interest, which I think is really beautiful. It reflects the Jewish soul wanting to viscerally connect to its homeland and be drawn when there is a challenge. So October 7th, I think commensurate to the scale and the scope of the attack, we've seen an incredible spike of interest, close to 90% of what we've experienced beforehand, which requires us to react, have enough staffing and proper technology and a synergetic relationship with the government, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Immigration and Absorption, of course, our partners at the Jewish Agency, to make sure that it's seamless. And on top of all of that, I think just an understanding and a sensitivity that we're still living in a time of war. And as we're investing all of our time shepherding the Oleh, they might at the end decide that they can't come during this time. And it's understandable, and it's rational, and we just have to have that nuanced sensitivity or understanding of their situation.
In terms of working with the government, I mean, this government is handling many different things right now on so many different levels. What has that synergy, what has that cooperation been like with the government to try to develop plans to accommodate all these new Alim?
Everyone understands the significance of this time. Everyone understands that we have this incredible opportunity, historic opportunity, and we are working as full-fledged partners every day in meetings, in Zooms, in just to a daily count, to seeing where the files are, and trying to also forward think and plan what happens if there's a surge, and looking at all the challenges and obstacles and how do we obviate those.
Nefesh B'Nefesh has put a lot of time and capital into expanding the population on the periphery in the north and south, which is obviously troublesome right now. Is that a continued focus right now, or has that kind of been put on the back burner, Tony?
No, the focus is all of Israel, for sure. We don't tell people where they should move. You know, they have their dreams, their hearts set on a certain place. If it's the north, it's the north. If it's the south, it's the south. If you can't go there yet, you'll go a little bit inside a little bit until you get there. There will be a time where they'll go to their homes in the north. There'll be a time when they go to their homes in the south. But as Rabbi Fass was saying, there's a spike. We're looking forward for a nice wave of Aliyah. We've already built the infrastructure. So anybody out there who wants to make Aliyah, don't worry. We can take 10,000, 20, or 50. We're ready for you.
That includes doctors, because there's a shortage right now in Israel, and Nefesh B'Nefesh is trying to tackle that problem. It's a program that's a few months old right now. Tell us about it and how it's been going so far.
Well, look, we've had a program called the MedX, and from the U.S., it started 8 years ago. We're helping not just physicians, but medical professionals as well, but primarily physicians move to Israel all throughout the country. The government saw what we were doing. The Ministry of Health, we're working hand in hand with them and a lot of other partners there. And now we have an initiative, and we're very blessed and honored that the government said to us, look, go out and help people all over the world to make Aliyah. So we just came up from France. We'll be in Argentina, and we're helping all doctors come to Israel. There's an impending shortage. Our goal is to make sure that we get 2,000 physicians in Israel in the next 5 years.
But you have to understand how significant that concept, that the product of the MedX was. It's a one-stop shop that physicians can come and in the same day get their licensing approved, their specialty approved. Hospitals and clinics will interview them and offer them positions. There's no country in the world that would license a physician before they become a citizen. And it's absolutely remarkable to see, again, the synergetic relationship of all the different ministries, understanding that there's a crisis and putting their brains together and their talents together to see how they can solve it.
I mean, you have the uniqueness of the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Immigration, the Jewish Agency. I mean, everybody working together hand in hand because this is a crisis and we have a solution and we will solve it.
A cornerstone of Nefesh B'Nefesh is the Lone Soldier Program, and it's immensely difficult to go at any time to Israel by yourself and serve in the army, doubly or triply so now. What has it been like interacting, working with the lone soldiers that are on duty now?
Honestly, it's been extremely challenging. Since October 7th, we have 5,000 lone soldiers under our umbrella project. We tragically lost over 15. Many were injured, and it's been a hard chapter in the organization's history of dealing with the families and our olim under our care. One of the most beautiful experiences that we had, just to see the light and hope during this process, is with our partners at the FIDF and JNF. We started this concept called Operation Hug, and we flew for free over 1,200 parents from over 30 countries just to give a hug to their son or daughter who was in combat. And I can't begin to tell you how incredibly inspiring, how incredibly encouraging it was, how beautiful those reunions were to see father or mother, daughter, son reunite at the airport. And out of those 1,200 parents that came, only 2 were unable to see their soldiers because they weren't allowed to get out of Gaza during that week. And at the end of the week, we sat with the parents and we said, I feel horrible that you came all this way. And like, no, it was incredible. I was on the same time zone as my son. And it was just remarkable.
Hopefully everybody making Aliyah right now feels they're not running from something, they're running to something. Thank you so much, Rabbi Tony. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.